In order for Deontay Wilder to even have a remote chance to put himself in a position to land that shot is to do away with the excuses. I've seen this movie before. I've read this book where punchers, guys who built their reputation on fear and intimidation, all of a sudden that's cracked, and the first thing they start groping at is excuses. If it's not the trainer, it's this. If it's not this, it's that. I've experienced that with the punchers that I was able to face and able to beat. He's got to own this, Max. He's got to shoulder it. He's got to get quiet. He's got to get away in his bag and really be honest about what did I do wrong in training camp? Was I listening? Was I training properly? Was it a piece of me that really started to believe my own hype and my own headline? That's the only way you can reconstruct and put yourself in that position, because if it's everybody else's fault but Deontay Wilder's, he has no chance in the rematch. And even if he does do all the right things, it's going to be really hard to beat Tyson Fury.
Wow. Those are the words of Andre S.O.G. Ward. He addresses the costume reason, the costume blame for it being too heavy, as many sources, many channels, and just people already know that that's not the truth. It's already been debunked. Andre Ward is absolutely right. You know, I think I've touched on this. I don't think I could say it better than Andre Ward, but he's right. Deontay Wilder, like I've told people, he has to be responsible for his own loss. He's not even, his first time speaking on social media was last night, people. And he still does not acknowledge that he lost. Okay? Like, that's one thing to be confident. That's one thing to be confident, because you need to have a level of confidence. You can't be like Oliver McCall and just be cracked or whatnot. You know, you have to have a certain level. But to be in denial, to be delusional, okay, to not even really take responsibility for what you done, it's a no-win situation. You know, and Andre Ward, he touched on it and he said it in his own way, but I don't have to say it in a way because I'm not on a huge network like that. This is my channel. And I will tell you what Andre Ward meant from what he said. He said, when you build a guy's career off of fear and intimidation, right, what he's really saying there is, when you get a guy and you build his career off of guys that really don't know how to fight because they don't have the experience of fighting a tall guy, a tall, powerful guy like that, and it does come from fear and intimidation, mind you, that this is what's going to happen. When he does get beat, like he said, when he gets cracked, you're going to look for excuses. Andre Ward knows it better than anyone else, because that's exactly what Crusher Kovalev, Sergey Kovalev done. He blamed it on the trainers. He blamed it on the American trainers. He didn't take responsibility for himself. You know, oh, it was low blows, or I didn't, you know, the reason I lost the fight is because of my trainer. But if you thought you won the fight, why are you going to blame the trainer? All the excuses came, and Kovalev is a guy that does have a body on his record, like Deontay Wilder wants to be. You know, and if he's not careful, he's going to end up just like Kovalev, a guy that's fighting only for the money because he knows his career is done. Okay? But back to Andre Ward, what he had to say was priceless. If Deontay Wilder, he needs to get away. He shouldn't say and talk as much, because he might say something he might regret. Okay? And that's true, you know, but they come from everywhere. The excuses are going to come. You know, if you keep looking for an excuse, you will find it. If you don't look within to say, hey, I lost to Tyson Fury, and that's that, okay? As long as he doesn't see that, acknowledge that, he will never improve. Jay Diaz has already said, we don't have to change anything. Oh, yes, you do. You gotta change everything. But really, at this point, what could you really change that Deontay Wilder will follow? How will he really learn something that you guys never taught him or haven't forced to teach him? Just took that man's money. That's what I see. Was this a big gimmick? A game? Oh, he has a right hand, and if that doesn't work, what's going to happen now? What do we do from now? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Andre Ward's comments debunking this situation. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys can Counterpunch. Peace.